Hello everyone, this is PowerX64 back after a 2-year hiatus. So in today's video I want to replace this ceiling fan here. This, I don't know if you remember, but this ended up replacing the Hunter Builders Plus that was in here. I want to replace this again with a Hunter Original. One that I got a couple of years ago and it's mostly just been in storage. So yeah, what you see here is my kind of DIY fix to get a light on it for now. I ended up taking the light off to repaint it for the new fan. The new fan isn't in here currently, so I have to remove this before I can even bring that in here because space is tight. So I guess I'll probably start by taking this apart, and then I'm not sure how I'm gonna get that on camera. I might need to get a tripod, so I guess we'll do that. Okay, so really the correct way to do this would be to take the blades off first, but I think I'm going to remove the fan and then take the blades off. It's only 42 inches, so that's not much of a problem. Alright, I'm gonna go get the tools and we'll do this. See what I'm doing? Okay, so there it is. It's got a pretty long down rod, but the Hunter can't use that, so it's going to have to use the stock one that it has. Yeah. So the next step is to assemble the new fan. Well, not really assemble it. I'm going to have to put the bracket up and hang it first because it's so heavy. Assembling it on the ground and hanging it would be a little much, so I guess next I have to attach the bracket for it. Okay, so this is the mounting for it. I want to use these screws here because this fan weighs 50 pounds and we don't want any accidents. So hopefully these will be enough. I also have a longer one. If I could find another one, then I'd use these instead. So, yeah. Is that going the right way? That should hopefully never come off the ceiling. Okay. That was harder than I was expecting, but... Alright, we gotta bring in the fan motor next. So this next part is probably gonna be the most challenging because that fan is extremely heavy, and I'm not the strongest person, so... Well, we'll see how it goes. Come on, you can do it, you can do it! Woo! Okay, I got it. That wasn't so bad. There's the fan. It's totally disassembled right now, but I figure because of the weight of this thing, it's better to do the assembly while it's in the ceiling. So what I'm gonna do now is wire it up and do a brief test. I'll turn back on the breaker and we'll see if the motor spins, which it should. But it's always good to test before assembling. Alright. We're good. Okay, so it does spin. I will have to get oil for it later. I'm not gonna run it too long without oil. But yeah, the hard part is basically done. Poking out. Okay, so the hard part has been done. Fan is hung. Ignore the fact that the chain switch is missing. I'm not going to be using that. So next up, I have to go and get the faceplate, the blades, the light kit. I guess the next part would be to do the blades. Don't know if I even want to get that on camera. That's pretty mundane and simple. And my battery is kind of draining. Whatever, I'll just bring the blades, assemble them, and then we can move on to the... Well, I need to put the faceplate on next. Forget that. Put the faceplate on, then the blades, and then we can focus on the light kit. Okay, blades and faceplate are up here. So, I guess it's time to begin. Oh, why is it so difficult? Okay. Next is the blades. Should have the bag with the hardware. Luckily, back in 2020, I was kind enough to leave all the screws in a bag, so it's just a matter of actually attaching the blades, and also the rubber gasket that used to be there that fell off. You know, this would have been much harder with the light attached. I think I made a good call. Okay. Now give me a moment. I'm going to turn on the breaker and see how this spins. Wow. Wow, look at that go. Wow. Actually turns pretty fast. You know, the motor looks sluggish without the blades, but with the blades it turns a lot quicker. Wow, the air movement. This thing should have not been sitting in storage for so long. It's a really good fan. I think every ceiling fan person knows that these are highly regarded for their quality. This one is from like 1996 and was used at a restaurant before I got it, so it's a pretty high hour unit, and here it is, being installed 30 years later. Very good. So next is to attach the light. I do have to get it oiled. The way it sounds, you can kind of hear the bearings are a little tired, but the fan itself is working pretty good. I might at some point get a wall control for it because the pull chain is broken, and apparently these use like a weird pull chain and I don't have one like that, so. But I can imagine most of the times I'm using this would be on high speed, so this is fine. Alright, time to assemble the light kit. I'm gonna have to move I guess I'll just assemble it off camera, then attach it to the fan on camera. Alright, see you then. Okay, so we're ready to do the light kit now. So, let's do that. Not even bothering to have the switch come out because it's totally messed up anyways. And this is for the black. Then I'm going to turn on the breaker, and then I'm going to leave it on after that because I'm not going to be doing any more electrical work. And see if this thing works. Yep. That works exactly as it should. So at this point, the fan works, the light works. So in terms of the electrical stuff, we're done. So I have to just button up that light and we can see what it looks like when it's put together. This might be a bit of a tight fit. Okay. It's weird, a little weird to see a light like this on a Hunter original, but it'll work. It fits, it's totally compatible. So this is allowed. Should probably take them up one at a time, but that's going to take too long, so just carry them all up at once. They don't match, but whatever. I'm not going to. I don't have the money to buy a set of matching bulbs. Replace them as they go. Turn off this lamp. There it is. That is the 1996 Hunter original installed. It is a lot higher than the old fan, so the light distribution is kind of underwhelming, I mean, it's more spread out, but it's a lot dimmer. Really, if I would, I'd replace all those bulbs with higher wattage ones, but I can't do that because it's too expensive. So, yeah. I'm going to go to the hardware and see if I can find oil for this, because it is not, you can hear the bearings, it really needs oil. Let me take this off the, it works. It moves a lot of air. It's not ideal to have it so high up to the ceiling, but without that style of downrod, the thick threaded downrod that this uses, I'm not able to put a longer one on it, at least not without doing something potentially dangerous. Yeah, and it does wobble quite a bit. So the blades must be very out of whack, because this fan is very heavy, which makes it very stable. Yeah, you can see the chain there. Otherwise, yeah, it works pretty well. The old one, I have to take that apart and put it away. Can't tell if it's me, but it looks a little crooked as well. And here it is with the lights off. It's definitely a little out of balance. Can feel the air along the walls. There is a breeze coming along the walls, which is good. But again, I know that this would feel a lot more powerful if it had a little more room above the blades. So I'm going to, well, if I go to the store and I can't find the oil for this, I'm going to conclude the episode. But if I do find it, I'll oil it off camera, then do a little update. Okay, I couldn't find oil at the hardware, and I don't have the right thing, obviously. This is the best I have, so it's better than engine oil and WD-40. I put some in the fan, so let's see. It is more quiet. The grinding that I heard before is significantly silenced. Might add a couple more drops in there, just for good measure. So let me just do that. Added a little more. I think that's good enough for now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the right oil, because these things apparently don't like having other types of oil other than 10 SAE non-detergent oil. So, which apparently they don't have anywhere near me, so this is what it is for now. But I'd say overall it works fine and I'm satisfied with it. The only thing I might complain about is the wobbling, but that's not even a big problem. So I guess that's it for this video. This is the first video I've uploaded in 2 years. There's a number of reasons for that, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So it's hard to say whether I'll keep doing this frequently, because this is the only fan-related thing that's taken place in recent times, except for the installation of the one that was here before. I installed that in June and didn't record it. Should have recorded it, but I didn't. So anyways, yeah, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, whenever that may be.